Hey everyone, I'm Chris from Champion Helmets, and today we're going to be taking a look at the very best full-face racing helmets for 2019. Now, there are plenty of good full-face racing helmets out there. There are even more good full-face helmets out there, but there are not that many great full-face racing helmets out there. So we have 5 of the best here, and these are going to be the 5 best full-face racing helmets for 2019. Now, let me start off with the introduction. We have the HJC R11, the Shoei X Spirit 3, the Shark Race R Pro Carbon, the Arai RX 7V, and the AGV Pista GP R. So these helmets represent the 5 best from the 5 best brands. And they are in order as well, and that order is going to be from the lowest cost to the highest cost. So the HJC R11 is the lowest cost, working our way up to the AGV Pista GP R, which is the highest cost. And we'll be examining each of these helmets in that order as well. And I'll let you know that all these helmets are going to be in one size, that's the size M, except for the Pista GP R, which is always the exception, and it's going to be the size ML because they don't have a simple size M. And if you want to see individual specialized reviews of each and every one of these helmets, you can check that out on our YouTube page, and while you're there you might as well subscribe and you can stay up to date with everything that we're doing. So let's get started with the HJC R11. The HJC R11 is a great full face helmet, and surprisingly it only costs $360 at the recommended retail price, which is going to be about half the price, or a little bit less than half the price, of the next helmet in our list. So that says a lot about this and HJC's design. Now, for that $360, you actually get quite a lot. We get a PIM shell, so it's going to be carbon fiber, aramid, and fiberglass in a mixture and a blend and all that, which is going to be very lightweight and very strong. It's a great material which lowers the overall weight and all that, but it also doesn't double the price of the helmet. On the helmet as well, we have good aerodynamics. You can see the big spoiler at the back, and the sleek design, so it's going to be quite stable at speed. So the helmet weighs 1.35 kilograms, which is very decent, also one of the lower weights on our list today, so it definitely wins there. Now the ventilation is very strong with this helmet. You can do most of the vents, you can open and close them with a gloved hand on. This one's probably a little bit more difficult, but what do you expect? Then the visor is good. It's got tear-off mounts. It's got a pin lock in the box. It's pin lock prepared. A lot of good stuff there, good field of vision. The noise isolation, not great. Doesn't really matter though. It's going to be a racing helmet. Then the liner is cool. It's a multi-cool liner. It's going to be removable, antibacterial. It's going to be washable, quick drying, all that good stuff, and it feels quite comfortable overall. One letdown with this helmet is going to be the Sharp safety rating. It only scored 3 out of 5 stars, which is one of the lower ratings on our list. So that's a bit of a disappointment there, but it's still going to give you good protection and safety overall. HJC also has a lot of cool designs for the R11, like this is the Deadpool. Check out the Spider-Man, it's probably my favorite. They're pretty cool, and when it comes to designs, it's hard to beat HJC there. So overall, light helmet, good ventilation, good visor, good liner, good shell. All in all, for the lowest priced helmet on our list, it certainly doesn't feel like it. So surprisingly, the second lowest position in our list is the Shoei X Spirit 3, and that is surprising mainly because Shoei is a premium brand known for having more higher cost helmets, but also the highest quality helmets. And it's no different here. The Shoei X Spirit 3, or the X14 as it's known in America, is a top quality helmet without compromise really. It's going to be a little bit similar to the HJC R11. The shell is going to be made out of a similar material. This is the AIM Plus, I believe it's called, and it's going to be organic fiber, also known as carbon fiber, possibly, and it's also going to be fiberglass. But it's going to weigh 1.35 kilograms as well, which is the same as the HJC R11. Where it differs is going to be important though, because this helmet scored 5 out of 5 on the Sharp safety rating test, which is the best you can get, and overall the best protection. Further, it's going to have better ventilation. It's just going to be a bit stronger. The liner's better, I'll get to that in a moment. The visor is pretty good. Noise isolation is going to be much better than the R11 though. Aerodynamics are pretty good. We've got this big wicked spoiler at the back. It's going to help to just let you glide through the air. On the visor as well, we have these little things here which are going to help you glide through the air as well. Tear-off pins, pin lock, all the good stuff there. Yeah, I mean, overall, this is a great helmet, and that liner is going to be so comfortable. It's probably my favorite liner. It's going to give you so much protection, and it's going to help you keep a lot of wind out, keep you nice and dry and cool. So the Shoei X Spirit 3 is a great and fantastic full-face racing helmet, and surprisingly so low down on our list in terms of price, which is another great aspect of this helmet, I guess. So the Shark Race R Pro Carbon is going to come in at our perfect position. It's going to be both the third highest in terms of cost, but also the third lowest in terms of cost. It's going to sit exactly in the middle. So it'll come in at $750 US, which is quite high for a Shark helmet, to be honest, but it is well justified. There are a lot of premium materials and features with this helmet, which, yeah, like I said, just justify that higher price range. First of all, it's going to be the shell material. The shell is made out of carbon fiber and aramid, so super strong, super lightweight. So lightweight, in fact, it's the lightest on our list. It's going to weigh only 1.3 kilograms. So good there. Furthermore, it's going to be strong, like I said. It's going to have a 5 out of 5 sharp safety rating, the best possible, perfect result there. And I think that's been really helped by the shell material, EPS of course. In terms of aerodynamics, quite strong. As you can see, we have a nice spoiler at the back as well to keep everything under control at speed. A little bit of a smaller spoiler, but it still does the job very well. Ventilation, quite good, controlled via these shark fins. If you like that, it's good. If not, just pretend they're normal controls. And yeah, overall ventilation, fairly decent, quite strong. The visor, also pretty good, except for one major letdown. It is not pin lock prepared, and there is no pin lock option. It's simply pin lock less. So a bit of a letdown there from Shark, but overall a fantastic helmet with great options, great features, and yeah, a surprisingly good helmet in terms of racing, and very good from Shark. So the Arai RX 7V is going to be our second highest helmet on our list in terms of pricing, and it's going to be very similar to the Shoei X Spirit 3 in a lot of different ways. As well, with the Shoei X Spirit 3, it's going to have a different name in America. For some reason, it's called the Corsair X. Yeah, I'm not sure why though. Now, it does have a different material than the rest of the helmets on this list. It's going to be made entirely out of fiberglass, really. And what that means is it's going to be still strong, but not as lightweight. It's going to weigh 1.65 kilograms, the highest weight on our list overall. So not that great there, but it does have a slightly different take on safety, which is a unique aspect of Arai. They want to kind of glance off of impacts rather than simply absorbing them. And it does make sense overall. I kind of like the idea. And for that, we have an almost round shaped helmet, and it's going to have like the lower mounted visor here, the variable access system. We have side pods on the side to protect the visor mechanism and the side of your head. The ventilation and spoiler is all designed to break away in an impact. It's just that different take on safety, and I quite like that. It's good to see companies trying to like shake up and make more safe products. And speaking of safety, 5 out of 5 stars with a sharp safety test. Top marks there, great feature. The ventilation is quite good. Not exactly user-friendly when you have a glove on and you're riding. Not too bad though, especially like these. Good luck getting them open when you're riding. But yeah, overall, it's a very good helmet, and I think those unique features really set it apart and makes it a very deserving inclusion on this list. So we've come to the last helmet of our list, the AGV Pista GP R, and it sits in a class all of its own. This helmet is the full stop when it comes to full-face racing helmets. This $1,400 US helmet is going to have a 5-star sharp safety rating. It's going to be made entirely out of carbon fiber, and it will weigh 1.45 kilograms, which is quite respectable. Now, this helmet has a few very focused features for racing, and that has also affected a few other aspects of the helmet. The ventilation is great, but you do have to use rubber stoppers, which you have to kind of take your helmet off, push them in. It's a little bit challenging. Or you can open and close the inside chin vent with a slider on the inside, and that is going to be quite annoying, especially when you're riding. The noise isolation is also almost non-existent, so there are a few things here which were compromised in order to get that super focused racing quality. But for that compromise, we do get a very wide and very deep visor, which is great for seeing things on the track. The ventilation system is good when it works, very good, and the aerodynamics are class leading. This spoiler will also break off under pressure, which is a safety feature. So you can see that there's just so many things that have been adjusted for that specialized racing focus. Actually, let me show you here on the bottom, the hydration system. Another example of that super dedicated focus to racing. I mean, when you're normally riding on the road or whatever, you don't need a hydration system, but when you're blasting around the track all day, you might. So this helmet is going to be terrible on the road, but if you want to set a new track record, a new best lap time, this will be your best bet. So we've looked at all these helmets individually. It's time to kind of group them up and see what they do with each other. So this is quite difficult because they're so different and focused upon other things. So I'm going to break it down a little bit. The AGV Pista GP R, the best racing helmet, hands down, full stop, so focused for the track, terrible on the street, on the road. Then on the other end of the scale, we have the HJC R11. Less specialized for the track, still good on the track, but it's also going to do pretty well on the road. None of these helmets are going to do amazingly on the road because they don't have noise isolation and all that. But of these helmets here, it's one of the better ones for the road. Then we come to the Arai RX 7V. A great helmet if you want to glance off of things. If that is what you want to focus upon for your safety, you find that appealing, a great helmet for you. Very good for on the track as well. The Race R Pro is going to be also a very good race-focused helmet. A little bit less specialized than the Pista GP R and therefore not as good and not as specialized for being on the road. So it's going to sit a little bit closer to specialized for racing and a little bit less as specialized for the road. Still very good helmets. Then the Shoei X Spirit 3, it's going to be overall the best in terms of quality that I think personally, and it's going to be very good on the track and it's going to be okay when it comes to the road. So different specializations, different aspects of these helmets really stand out. So now for me, if I was to pick, I would pick the HJC R11 simply because it appeals the most to me. And sadly, that's going to be kind of like the overall message of this guide. You're not going to find a simply best helmet. It's going to be so personal, so dependent on how you ride. Best for racing, best for value, best for glancing off safety, good value, good racing focus, and the same here, but great quality. So there's a few different things there. I would take the R11 simply because it's got that great value. It's going to do very well on the track, but it's also going to do quite well on the road, which is more my style. And yeah, if I had to choose a second, I'll go for the Shoei simply because it's then going to be the next helmet in what I want in terms of value, road orientation, and all that kind of stuff. So the moral of this guide is that you have to figure out what you want from a helmet and which one specializes the most for you will be for you. I mean, come on, this is what we expect from the very best helmets from the very best brands. I'm not going to be able to say that only one is good and the rest are getting worse and worse and worse. They all do stuff very well. But yeah, remember, if you want to pick up any of these helmets, go to championhelmets.com and scroll down to the product bundles because every one of these helmets has a free dark smoke visor in a bundle if you pick it up at championhelmets.com. Alright guys, I hope you learned something from this guide. I hope that you found it at least enjoyable and hopefully helpful. These are the very best racing helmets of 2019. They'll get you around the track in pretty quick time and with pretty good safety. So if you want to see individual reviews of all these different helmets, make sure to go to our YouTube page. You can find all our reviews there and you can also subscribe while you're at it. Thanks for watching. I'm Chris from Champion Helmets. I'll see you all next time.